Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome everyone to Trekking Across the Universe. We're reviewing House of the Dragon. We are in season 2, episode 3. We're going to be getting to it shortly. Of course, I am Roger, and I want to welcome my co-host today. Up there, hi, how you doing, there, young man?
Oh, me? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
doing
unless you think I'm
okay.
talking to Team Black over there.
Well, I know, but
Really?
Seriously?
and yeah, but more importantly, we have someone in the chat room.
Yeah. Okay. Well, introduce yourself.
I'm a nobody. I'm
He's
the
a little
one hiding in
finger.
the
All right,
forest.
folks. You know him. He's Michael. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hi. You already did it. You already introduced me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Hey, Hope. How you doing? Our emotional support creature at the helm. I always wondered
that?
that if I ever went to have not a séance, I can't think of it, but if I ever would learn what my spirit guide would be, I would wonder what that would be. I guess for right now, it's an emotional support creature. But I
I,
appreciate Hope the little bit of love that we're getting right now, and it's all good, I suppose. So we're just going to get to it. Do you have any announcements that you want to get to, Michael? Because I unfortunately left my bottle opener inside, and there's no way I can twist this baby off. I can't. I can't do that anymore. So,
no, I really don't have any announcements. I thought I would,
well, all
but
right, awesome. Liz,
it
do you
has
have any?
not happened. So,
Nope.
All right. Well, check out everything that's happening at ndbmedia.net there at the bottom. It's absolutely awesome. Let's get to it. And again, thank you, Hope, for joining us and everyone watching us across the network. We have people on Twitch, on our Facebook page, as well as on YouTube. Let us know who you are and where you hail from. Remember, if you're on Twitter, we're not able to read any of your comments if you have any. Head on over to Twitch or YouTube or on Facebook. Look up NDB Media. You'll find us. Absolutely awesome. Season 2, Episode 3, The Burning Mill. Written for television by David Hammock. Directed by Geeta Van Sant Patel. What are your thoughts, Liz, as we go into the episode?
It was a little slower paced than some of the others have been, but I think that should be because we're leading up to gigantic battles. But there were a few scenes in there that definitely got your heart pumping at times. So,
Michael?
I would agree with that. But I it makes I see. I think the next one, the next title, says it all. If I remember, because I just was looking at it, and now of course my brain is not functioning, and I can't remember what it said. But let me double check what the next title was, because it was like, ooh, yeah, this looks interesting. And
I no longer know what to expect on these episodes. I'm just going in eyes wide open. I'm looking forward to it. I did mention that last week my sense of time was gone. I enjoyed it. I was lost in the episode. It ran for some time and it was quite good. This one, I think at about the 19 or 20-minute mark, I actually looked at my watch too. I'm like, oh, okay, here we are. So I don't know if I suppose I agree with the two up there that this one, I don't know, maybe it was a bit slower. It wasn't as heart pounding, but I was still good with it. I enjoyed it. I don't know what the length of time of the episode was. It was
60
still
minutes
rather
flat.
long.
60 minutes flat. It's the shortest that any of them have been so far.
So 1 hour exactly, huh?
Yep.
okay, and episode 4 is this is what it was: A Dance of Dragons.
Dragons. Right.
Yeah,
Isn't there a book called A Dance of Dragons?
probably, yeah. But
How many, Liz? 1, 2, 3, almost 4. Come on, Hope.
Okay.
And
I
how many
started
times
to
have you
type
seen it,
them
Hope?
in.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
I started to type in my pages instead of having
How many?
Well, let's see. I've got right now 3.5 already typed.
Oh, well, good for you. So mine is more. Oh, she has 2.5. Okay, but how many times have you seen it already? I've seen it twice. Michael, you, Liz, how many times have you seen it?
3.
I've seen it 1 3/4.
Ah, I bet you Liz has already seen it about 4 times. I mean, Hope has seen it 4 times again. Let's see, what does she say? But her comment was, and again, Hope, thank you, appreciate it. It seemed like a filler episode, but there were very important things to note with each occurrence in that episode. They will mean something later on. Yes, I watched it 2.5 times. I only wrote 2 notes. Okay, we'll have to see. Helena does have a moment in this episode. It's very clear. I caught it right away. It was near in the second half where she tells her mom, I forgive you. Hey, rockers. Thanks for joining us. We're just starting the episode right now. The episode begins with the two families, and obviously they've been screwing with the boundaries, and there's no professional surveyor here to set them straight. So, uh, I don't know. Rockers, how many pages of notes do you have? And how many times have you seen the episode so far, episode 3? So we're all over the place, but we've all at least seen it twice. So family says, put the boundaries back, and then a bunch of FUs back and forth. And they say, well, this is Bracken land. And then one of the kids just goes right up to him when he whips it out. He says, you are know this, just like you're not a real knight. And he whips out his sword. He says, you wouldn't dare.
And he did.
Yeah, well, he walked away and muttered under his breath and started the whole thing.
Yes. Just watched it. Yes. He dared. Aye, lass, he did. He definitely dared. He had a little knife like that. The other guy had one this big.
Mhm.
You wouldn't dare. Yeah. Gridiron Girl, thank you. Sonia, appreciate that. Appreciate the like. We're already off to a good start right now. We see the remnants of the battle,
That was
and
Rick's Rest.
Davos killed Aaron with his own sword.
Yep.
Okay. It was the remnants of a battle. It looked really good. I was like, man, I was kind of hoping to see what it was, but
But
go
did
ahead.
you realize that was one of the main events that kicks off the Dance of the Dragons? It was the battle at Rook's Rest. The whole beginnings of the Riverland battles.
Okay, well, this battle is the Battle of Burning Mill, isn't it?
No, it's Rook's Rest.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I was just surprised 'cause I thought somewhere later on they actually do say the Battle of the Burning Mill. But all right, you got me. I'm with you. I understand that people know more than I do when it comes to the history on this. So okay. All right. He wouldn't dare. Yeah, of course he did. So we then switch over to, well, obviously we know what's coming. We see why these people are fighting, and this is history. They talk about it later. Sins, sins, and sins. Eventually you forgot why you were fighting, actually. And this is the metaphor for it. It was to signify that the Targaryens are fighting amongst themselves, and this battle of the windmill was between the Riverlands. It is the Battle of the Windmill, name of the episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
you might be right on that, Roger. Actually, I was thinking of because I saw the previews coming up to the next one, and yes, you are correct. It is the Battle of Windmills. Battle of Rook's Rest is coming up in the next battle. I apologize.
Well, then you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong because I thought the episode name was The Burning Mill. So,
Correct.
Well, that is correct.
Okay.
I just checked that.
Aw. Thank you, Peter. I mean, Michael. Good job.
Peter,
All
oh,
right.
you want me out of here, don't you?
Oh,
Oh,
no. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. I thought it was pretty clear what I meant. No apology needed. We love you, Liz. Hey, my voice broke on that one. Go figure.
Thanks,
Then
Hope.
we switch over to the burial of the two brothers. And quickly, Rhaenys is becoming my favorite character in this entire series. We see Rhaenys have an incredible deal of influence, obviously on everyone, but especially on Rhaenyra. If someone understands Rhaenyra, of course it is Rhaenys. But throughout everything, Rhaenys, she's been through it. She has seen it. And I think, yes, she should have been queen. I think she would have made an incredible queen. There's no doubt. As a matter of fact, Rhaenys even points that out to the small council later when she says, hey, 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 she's the heir to Viserys, who was a conciliator. So lighten up, people, and be very careful because they're very disrespectful to her. I believe Rhaenys does tell Corlys a little bit later that, yeah, they're dithering. There's no doubt they are dithering. There are issues. I was just going to miss the twins. One of the best swords fights in Game of Thrones, in my opinion. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, battles, okay. That's completely different. Sword fights, yeah, huh? That might be it in the last episode. That one was very well done. Do you think there was another one out there better, Michael or Liz?
I don't remember many sword fights. Or
Couple
am
with
I just not
Jamie, but
remembering?
Well, there were some battles with the Hound and with
but no, I
the
think this one
Mountain.
was the best.
Yeah, she's a direct descendant from King Jaehaerys, the Conciliator. Yep, yep. Appreciate that line. So Rainey says at this moment, Otto Hightower would never have allowed this. It looks like the hotter blood or the hotter heads seem to have prevailed. And then she begins to mention something else about, look, the sins of sins, and before anything else, we're not even going to remember what began the war in the first place. And then Rhaenyra says, it's the usurper. Says, really? Or was it when the child was born? Or was it when Aemon killed Luke? Or how about when Luke took Aemon's eye? Which sin? Which is the one? Thank you, Rockers. Yes, Lannister versus Stark was good too. Yes.
I guess I don't remember sword fights. Oh well.
Oh,
Well,
I
there was
remember
8
Jamie's
years of
sword
stuff,
fights.
and a little while ago already. And she's got Rhaenyra's attention, and then Rhaenys has to spell it out for her. She goes, look, Alicent Hightower, you said she sent you a note. That might be the end. That might be how this could end. Because Rhaenys doesn't want, no one wants war. The smart people, do you notice how the blacks, no one wants war on their side, and Aegon and pretty much everyone else, they want war now, but they're driven by Aegon because that's what the king wants. And all he says, war! I want war! I want me a war! I mean, this guy's crazy. He is genuinely crazy. He just wants war. So Rhaenys then says something to the effect of, there's nothing so hateful to the gods as war between kin. Implying that it's going to get in there real nasty, real good.
And nothing as bloody as dragon battle. Dragons battling dragons.
Which follows right thereafter, yes. Your thoughts so far on that scene between the two? I thought it was really good. In some ways, history has it that those that want peace end up being the most naive. Are Rhaenys and Rhaenyra naive? And I'm not asking for anyone who has the knowledge or knows what's going on or what actually does happen. We're looking at these events now. Michael, you're a student of history as well, as are you, Liz.
Yeah, that is so tough. I mean, peace is great, but I mean, with everything going on, I mean, we're seeing both sides. We're seeing both sides of this coin here. I mean, we've got they want peace. Other side, the Greens, no, they do not want peace. They do not want peace at all. The king is ready to start hostilities yesterday. And his aides were talking him out of it, but now it doesn't seem like they are, and neither's the other side. So I mean, it would be nice, but I think they're naive that it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work this time, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. But I don't know where this is going. So,
Liz?
I think, yes, I agree. They both want peace. Are they naive? I think they're naive to think that it can be accomplished yet. But I think they also realize they are going to go to war. That they're going to try one last ditch effort and hope that it might happen.
Well, when Rhaenys talks to Corlys, when they're having their husband and wife deal, I mean, they're basically talking about Rhaenyra. I mean, I'm not going to say they're making fun of, but they're talking about the Dithering Council, her and all the Dithering. Corlys is like, I'm waiting for my orders. But in this episode 3, I've lost track of how many days. They're still implying that from the death of Luke through now, it hasn't been very many days. But this episode, while it may be a filler episode or to get somewhere else, I was having real trouble with the time. How long ago did Daemon take off to Harrenhal? He's still not at Harrenhal yet. And then there's going to be a moment later when Rhaenyra goes to King's Landing. How long did it take her to get there? Realistically, a day, 2 days? I mean, you have to think that she has to fly down. Okay, she
didn't
implies
fly.
she flew.
She did not fly. She floated.
Okay,
She
so
snuck
how
in.
long did it take her to get there?
It's just across the bay, basically. Think about France and England. It's not that far. Look at the map.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, realistically, yeah, it probably took her at least a day,
Okay.
maybe 48
right.
hours.
Well, it doesn't seem like that in the show the way it was moving forward. But we'll get to that in a bit. Rocker says, thank God for Rhaenys counsel towards Rhaenyra. I still don't trust her, though. Like, ooh. I find that interesting, Rockers, because up to this point, I have trust, and I do trust her.
Yeah.
Why don't you trust her? Is it because she didn't light up the crowning party when she had the opportunity?
oh man.
I think she just showed more restraint.
Why don't you trust her? That's interesting. I trust her implicitly. Hope says she really does listen to Rhaenys. Women don't respond the same way a man does when considering battle. Women will exhaust all options to avoid it before causing chaos. Not prepared to argue that. I'm just I find that interesting, Rockers. It's the first time I've had it that I don't trust Rhaenys. I think everyone, the team here, everyone in NDB Media, I think up until this point, we've all been with Rhaenys, and I want to know what I've missed to why you wouldn't trust her, but it's all right. After that, we go to the next scene. Cole is awaiting. He's being pensive. He's like, man, I guess you're getting ready for, your first whatever. She used to angle ways for her own house the first Steve is in.
True,
Okay.
true, she did.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I may have forgotten that stuff already. So a page goes running to go pick up Cole, and then he goes to a small council, and he's walking through, and all these new guards are lazy and disrespectful. I mean, how long has it been that he's no longer the hand, that they've put these new guys in place, and they're lazy? What about the rest of the guards? I'm losing track of time. I don't understand. So there were issues with me that were confusing me. I don't know if you guys felt that, caught that. I don't know.
I know that when the rat catchers were still up there hanging, they hadn't decomposed as much as if a majority of time had passed.
Yeah, in this episode, it looks like it's only a day or two. because you can still make out their full body. The crow's going picking at the eye or what's
Yeah.
left of it.
I mean, you could tell there's a little bit of decomposition, but
They
not
are
anymore.
all Aegon's
He's
friends.
on friends. Okay.
I would never put though if I my friend none of them would ever serve in my if I had the titular title and I had people around me, none of them would be my guards. Oh no. Oof. But that's okay. I guess that's all he has, and he is a king. He gets to do whatever he wants. Besides, they're just wearing the uniform to wear it anyway. So he apologizes for being late, and the king says, "Well, of course, I'm sure you were attending to important business." They talk about Bracken versus the Blackwoods, and he's like, "Hey, I got my wards. Good, it's a victory." And then the other guys are like, "You guys realize that they've hated each other for eons?" They're looking for any excuse to get into it, and they're getting into it. And the king's like, "I call it war." He doesn't even call it victory anymore. He just calls it war. So, because he says they have feuded for centuries. And they said, "Well, look, we got to get over there." He said, "But Lord Tully is old." And they start making fun of him. And Cole says, "Riverlands are the key, as is Harrenhal. Because we learn it's the biggest castle there is." Oh, my emotional support creature. Thank you. It's 400 miles from Dragonstone to King's Landing, so 10 hours travel. Not on Dragonback.
That's still pretty fast, I think.
Yeah.
Very, very fast. That's 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
At 40 miles an hour at times 10. No,
that's right. No, that's right.
Oh, good. At least my tax and math is all right. Not on Dragonback. Who does 10 miles? Who does 40 miles an hour? Horses? They go that fast? Not if you believe Back to the Future.
No.
Did you see their faces? Everyone in the audience, did you see the ones they made right now? Fast for us nowadays. Back then it was daunting. So yes, that's what I was having an issue with. And then, you've got to walk through, and I had issues with the time now.
We only have 8 episodes. We have to cram everything in together.
How long does it take a dragon to get to Harrenhal? He was gone an entire episode, which several days passed, and he didn't arrive until a quarter in to episode 3. See, don't get me wrong. I love what I'm watching, but I'm starting to notice some time inconsistencies. Yes.
I think maybe instead of time inconsistencies, what we're seeing is time following still along like it should, but we're seeing different excerpts of different people's things that they're going through.
That's true at different times.
Exactly. Like we're seeing what's going on with Daemon and Harrenhal, and we're seeing what's going on with Rhaenyra and what she's doing. And we're each seeing individual things, but it's all currently going on at the same time.
So I'm actually reading the Lord of the Rings then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, however, but thank you, Hope. Does not say I've researched it. I mean, how fast are these? But okay, all right. So some of the script logic is getting to me right now, but that's okay. I'm still enjoying it for what it is. It's just some things it's not kosher. So then we see Rhaenyra and what is her name? Rhaena. Oh no, Rhaenyra and what's her face? It starts with an M.
Oh.
The spy.
Yeah, I know. I can never think of her name.
Missaria. Okay, thank you.
I was going to say Melisandre, so I was close.
Yeah, Missaria. And, she's thanking her, the white worm, Mysaria. Thank you.
Yeah.
I said Missaria. Sorry, it's my accent. Okay, so Rhaenyra gets a little pissy because she went to thank her, and then she's, well, yeah, yeah. Oh, you want something? Well, yeah, Your Grace. I saved your life. So, well, what are you expecting? Whatever you believe is worthy. She's- and earlier says, "What, you wanted a ticket out of here?" Yeah, and I saved your life.
Oh, I
You
deserve a
don't.
bit more, thank you.
Yeah. So I just thought it was kind of funny how Rainier got a little pissy with that. It was like, you know. So they eventually start talking about it, and she says, "Look, how may I reward you? A place at court." Like, okay, it's logical. I see why. She says, "I know much from King's Landing." Like, all right. But it was funny how she says that I can get information. Off in the distance, she jumps a few times because Sea Smoke,
Yeah.
Rhaenyra's ex or widow.
Lenore's dragon is still calling out.
Yeah. So Hope says now she is the one I don't trust whatsoever. Well, right now she's transactional. As long as you got money, you're okay. If your bank
Yeah, you're
account's all
fine.
right, yeah,
Mhm.
it's all good. You can deal
Whoever
with people like
pays
that.
me more.
Well, she's transactional. She
Mhm.
holds her bargains. So you can deal with people like that. So uh, she says Sea Smoke is restless, and then she says something a bit cryptic where she's maybe he's learning. So what was that? What does she mean by that? Now Hope says Lenor's dragon is lonely. I say, yeah, but I
I
think they can get another writer for him. Go ahead.
I think I think Sea Smoke is lonely, yes, but I think she still also senses that Lenora is still alive because there is that bond. But she is most likely going to get another writer. I agree to that.
Oh yeah.
But what she senses is she's starting to sense the incoming war. Dragons have a unique sense of what's coming, especially something like that.
Okay. Now then we switch to Rhaenyra. Speaking of Rhaena, and Rhaena gets the duty that no one wants, especially the young hotheads. She goes, "Look, I need you. You have the most important duty of all, and that's to take care of my children." And Rhaena doesn't want to do it. She's like, "But my sisters, I'm asking you to accept this. Make this sacrifice willingly." So Hope says the storyline doesn't make sense. So Rhaena, Damon, and Lena daughter threw a fit because Aemon claimed the Vagar, but she knew Sea Smoke was available, and also again she didn't claim him either. Hmm, okay. How do you claim a dragon? Do you just bring it in and say, "I'm going to ride you"?
Pretty much.
Didn't
Okay.
they jump on? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
They jump on it, and if it accepts them, it's good or something. I remember that one of the
I think
episodes
that was
they did
Avatar.
It,
that.
it was with Aemon claiming their mother's. What are you laughing at?
Oh, no one heard me because he says, "I
No.
think when you jump on them, you claim it." And yeah, I think that was Avatar.
Oh. But no, it's when remember when Aemon
Michael
climbed up.
did not like that one. Okay.
Oh, Michael, that look on your face.
Yeah, he generally did not like that one.
I just need to get rid of certain people. Yeah.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We may be watching the Days and the Noriegas. They have some long-standing issues. Looking for any issue to go to war. That could be it. That is
Exit
funny.
It doesn't
secret.
take much.
No, actually, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
So, uh,
Liz is moderator.
she says, "Aemon, never.
Yeah, help
No,
me.
not going to happen." Aemon did it, and then Dohaeris is served. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. I need quite a bit of help on that, Hope. So then we switch on over, and here's the first issue of the timeline, which I had. And, oh, that's how they claim the dragon. Okay, got it. Damon is in the rain. He arrives at Harrenhal. Castle's in bad shape. He sees bats. I don't think I don't think they needed any rat catchers because I didn't see any rats.
Oh, because they were
It's
all fried.
yeah, it's High Valerian for the word serve. Now they did say that it was so difficult to have a fire there that not even some king that actually did it so many hundreds of years ago. You realize that even in summer it's very difficult to light a flame in this place. I thought that was kind of cool, but um, you know, dinner's being served in the main hall. Damon walks in after killing the one and only guard, and they all run except for Simon Strong. And he says, "I'm claiming Harrenhal." Apparently
Uh,
so.
yeah.
I thought that was really funny. And Simon Strong comes from around the table. He pledges immediately, and he pledges to Rhaenyra. It was done. And then they're seated at the table and they're serving food, and he gets a little pissed. He's, "Man, you could have poisoned these peas. Easiest way is to poison a dragon rider." And Simon Strong says, "Don't you get that you're welcome here, bonehead?" He
Really?
basically tells him that. And then he actually does mess up when he says, "Prince, your
Prince.
grace."
He said Prince twice.
Well, the
Really
second one
pissed
was
Damon off.
accidental. Yes. And
Yeah.
he did correct it. I loved how always stares Damon down the entire time. Yeah. Well, um,
What I loved though, it was the little interchange between uh, uh, Simon Strong and Damon regarding the throne. Did you catch that little slight commentary?
yeah, that was yeah. Because he talks about, well, look, how do I know? He says, "Look, Larry Strong killed my nephew and his son. All right? I mean, come on. I have nothing for that guy." And he says, "Well, I'm here because there are 40,000 swords undeclared." And he says, "What do you mean? They've already, they're already at it." He says, "Well, families will fight, but the main guy in charge, he's 70 now." He says,
He
"Well, you
can't.
know what?
He can't seal his vowels for God's sake. Let him do
Yeah,
anything else.
but you should be paying attention to his, to the
Yeah.
liege." And he says, "Well, if they're not afraid of a dragon, we'll see what happens. He is a prince, not grace. Rainier is your grace, not him. He's a king consort, but sticks with the title prince because that is his main title." Well, he says, "Well, you're the prince okay, yeah, your grace." So even in Rainier's court, they call him prince, not your grace. So what is he doing here if he wants to be called your grace? Is he going to turn on Rainier? So when that was going on, what was the conversation that they had, Liz? The back and forth.
Oh, when they were talking about it, Damon was saying, "Well, we'll march on King's Landing and take the throne." Yeah, and Simon replied back, "The throne?" And Damon goes, "It's a big chair made of swords." I literally died laughing.
Yeah, I did. I did. Damon was seeking power and status. What, for his own? Is he on his own? Because in episode 1, Rhaenyra asked him, "Do you accept me as your queen?" And he never answered.
He never said a word. He just stared at her.
And that silence tells all.
"I can't trust you." Yeah, she said that.
Hmm.
Lord Simon
Yes,
reminds me
yes,
so much of Sam from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
yes.
Yes, just a bit. Um, this is where they also talked about the families fight. Why? One sin from another. One sin begets another sin, blah, blah. And then it's lost to memory. Sin begets sin. It's done. Don't know why, but they just hate each other. And he's like, "Well, if you put the liege in command, he'll bring them in line." And that's where he said, he's 70. And was, "Yeah, but they should still obey the liege. We'll see if they obey a guy with the dragon." So we'll see. After that, where he talks about taking the throne, Cole meets Alicent's brother, Sir Gawain. And Alicent says he's going to join you. And you're like, okay, fine, whatever. And then Cole, just before he leaves, and Gawain is paying attention from a distance, says, may I request the favor? And she's like, okay, fine, here you go. And Gawain saw that. It's like, why would the former guard of the queen and now hand to the king seek the favor of the queen dowager? Gawain knows what's going on. Hope says Lord Tully ain't going nowhere. No, he's not. So they ride off, and then we see the bodies are decaying while the crows are eating them. Did you see that the crows were eating the eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
I was
But you
eating
see what I
dinner
mean?
at
It
the
was
time when I first watched it.
guys, it only takes the body 2 to 3 days to decay. Or is it really more than? I mean, you see what I'm talking about on timelines? They're starting to, as far as me, it's just they don't seem right. Best part of Sir Gawain was him crying in the forest after
Oh.
Bela and Moondancer scare the life out of him. Yeah, there was a tear coming down that cheek. So we'll get to that in a moment. We switch to Dragonstone, and I guess this is why no one's really gone to war yet, is because no one has raised an army yet. Everyone is talking. No one there. Certain houses have declared, but not everyone has. That's why they're not fighting, because they're still talking about the Vale and the North
And the
sending
North.
troops down.
Yeah.
They haven't arrived yet. So we're still in the first few days. That's why I'm kind of lost in the time as to what is going on, but that's okay. All right. Those are just the issues I have. The council then says, hey, look, there's already been an attempt on your life. Damon's not here. Things aren't safe for you. We recommend you. What? You recommend I go and hide? That's treasonous. You are going to conduct the war without me? That's treasonous. So no, that's not going to happen. So as Rhaenyra then says, thank you. I have listened to everything you have to say. I will take it under advisement. She runs off. And the cold stare death of Rhaenys. When she turns to the council and says, you guys better stop effing around. She is the heir. And you need to respect that. And you guys are confused why she doesn't run off to battle. She's the heir of Jaehaerys, right? The conciliator. So, Hope says, I don't think the timeline is consecutive. I think it's all over the place. Yeah, each time we switch to another person, it's a different day and time. Yeah, I think I did catch that. I was going to go back again, but, I've only seen it twice. And, I hadn't done it 4 times yet. So I wanted to see if I can get anything. But every time they do switch, it seems to be a different hour of the day. So maybe that's it. Maybe each scene is a day. And if that's the case, just on this alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 days passed in this episode.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's more interwoven.
I believe there's a lot in what Hope says, but if we just go by scene changes, it's 20 days, and that's not right. So it's not consecutive, and that's fair enough. So your thoughts so far? Something we've missed? Something that you guys want to add?
That's that I really kind of wanted to touch on.
You have to interrupt me.
Oh, I let you say your piece. I'm polite. When Rhaenyra sent Rhaena off with the children and everything, did you notice that not only that, but she sent off 4 dragon eggs as well?
Oh, I forgot to mention that.
Those
Yeah,
dragon eggs have been confirmed by the director. Those are the dragon eggs that wind up with Dany. And also,
she was taking 2 small dragons, which Rhaenyra said are.
She was taking Traxxas and Stormcloud.
Yeah, and they're small. They're
right.
They can be taken, and
right,
4 eggs.
Correct. 3 of those eggs fossilized, and those 3 eggs that fossilized, and if you notice the colors and everything, are the exact same ones that Danny got. They also went to Pentos, and where the eggs that Danny got were from Pentos. They're the same colors, and the director has confirmed those are the same eggs.
Okay.
They're changing the storyline for the show versus what was written in the books.
That was her gift to Raina. 1 hatches and 3 did not like.
Right.
Okay.
And also, if you notice, I have a bug flying around. I'm sorry. One thing that if you notice too, when Rhaenyra was giving hugs to the children, and that the comment that she had made toward Rhaena about it being the most important job, it was more important than anybody realized, because one of those children would, of course, carry on the line to eventually, have Danny, and to also be part with Jon Snow, which was, of course, the prince that was promised. So it was a very, was probably the most important thing of anyone there. It's her job with that.
I did in my notes say that she said farewell to them.
Right. It'll be the last time she'll ever see them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did get that. Well, at least I'm assuming that's the way it's going to be. But yes, so I need you to care for them. I need you. Yes, indeed, Liz. Very important scene. And I forgot to mention that. I appreciate that, Rockers. Yes. She says, Rhaenyra says that she implies in the event we lose from you, we will have our comeback because you have 4 eggs and 2 small dragons. So yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was very important. And it was interesting where one of her children reached up to her and she said farewell physically, not verbally.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to hug them either to give them the impression that this was it. So they were sad, but they weren't crying out to mommy like, no, I don't want to leave or anything. So it was interesting.
Well, they've probably been raised by, nursery nurses the whole time. They very rarely see her.
Well, the one of them was holding one of the kids.
Yeah.
One of the nursemaids, yes.
Yeah. She was actually holding the one that would become the rest of the bloodline.
In that moment, she was queen, not mama. Much like Aegon and Helena on the stairs, like Liz said last week.
Exactly, Hope.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. Michael, anything so far?
No, just kind of gone through everything that.
Okay. All right. We go to the scene where Rhaenys and Corlys discuss the dithering. Oh no, I apologize. Oh yeah, I already talked about that, right? Or did I jump over that? I think I did. Rhaenys and Corlys discussed the scene about the dithering at Dragonstone, and then Rhaenys really gets emotional and she gets deep, and Corlys kind of blew her off a bit. She goes, "We're going to work. What if there's no time? And if it's war?" And she reaches to Corlys, and Corlys kind of pulled away and left Rhaenys right there. Michael.
I
thought you were going to say something. All right.
I was looking.
Have you noticed that Corlys is wearing the hands badge?
I did not see that.
Yeah, it's just hidden, just off to the side.
Who is Rhaenyra's hand? Is it Corlys?
I think it is Corlys. But it's never, I don't think, ever been officially announced.
But he is still recovering, right?
Still walking with the cane, but that doesn't mean he can't sit the council.
I did not notice he still had the hand. That was good. Yes, he is the hand. Okay. I just noticed the scene that Rhaenys wanted to tell him more, and he pulls away, and you could see she reaches for him, and she's just like, "You're not listening. So it seemed a bit frustrating even for her right there. And then we talk about Rhaena takes the family with the 2 dragons and 4 eggs. Sorry. Rhaenyra bids her children farewell. And then there was a scene where the 2 daughters say farewell. And I loved how Bela nods. She gives her that, go, do it. This is what you have to do. And I appreciate that nod that she gave to her sister. And then we switch to the scene where Alicent meets Helena. She is sad, and she goes, well, of course, it's normal to be sad. She talks about why were the people sad when we were taking my child in the funeral procession. And Alicent is trying to get through to her, and once that comes to an end, she turns around and she says, I forgive you. She says, what? I said, I forgive you. Selena Strickler. Hi, Selena. Why is Alice so prideful? Okay, well, we're going to get to that one right now. In this scene, Alicent is shocked that Helena pardons her.
Yeah.
She's seeking absolution. She's seeking absolution from several people. And it's her own daughter that finally, she doesn't ask why. She says yes. Hope says Corley's pulled away from her because he refused to name Rhaenyra as heir to the seas. He will name someone else later on as his heir. Forget about that part. Okay. All right. Thank you. So, Alicent, at this point, still believes she's doing the right thing because Dad told her on his deathbed. She's prideful because we find out a little bit later that there are issues between Alicent and Rhaenyra, but it's never come to one wanting to kill each other. And they even say that when they're in church. But she has sinned. She sinned when she was married, and she continues to sin, even though she's a widow now. She believes that she has sinned because of the guard, Sir Cole. And what other sin is she holding? Is it just those 2 items? Or is there more?
It just might be those 2.
Okay.
Because I don't think, I think she thinks in true, at that point in time, I think she thinks it in true that her son should sit the throne.
And now
I
that
don't
just
think-
got shattered.
Well, yeah, but that's like 2 seconds down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Alicent tried to confess to her father, tried to confess to Cole. Kind of confessed to Cole, but he's like, well, I'm beyond that. There's nothing that I can do for a confession. She just slams the door on him. And I don't know if she tried to confess to someone else, but at least those 2 people. Yeah. So that was very important for her own daughter forgave her. They still are uncertain of Helena. No one knows yet. And you pointed that out, right, Liz?
Yeah. Or me?
Or maybe Hope did. I
I
apologize.
think it was Hope.
She has no choice but to continue the lie, even though she knows it's not the truth about the night Viserys died. She believes Rhaenyra, but it's too late. Too much damage and chaos has ensued. She knows even if she tried to explain the mistake, no one will listen to her or respect the truth. Wait a minute. Hope, you're saying that Alicent, at this point, before she speaks to Rhaenyra, she knows?
No. She's
No.
saying she knows after. She knows
Afterwards.
that what Rhaenyra said is true. She knows that now.
Okay.
Because the horror on her face.
See, like
No, after. Okay. All right. So Selena, we're following the steps. We're getting there. So maybe that's what you were talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't see that comment. This is the one I was referring to, Selena. Sorry. And then you commented again. But yet, when she's faced with her mistake, she still holds on to it. I feel like she's a huge hypocrite. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yes.
You can call her perfect for each other that way.
Okay. I was going to argue, but I'm glad Hope and all of you made it clear that, and I commented, I think on episode 1, right? That both sides believe they're in the right.
Oh yeah, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And it's not me just commenting, it was everyone. I think we all got that. So later on, when Allison and Rainier, you see the look of realization on Allison's face. But then she says it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Too much.
I
is
love
on
I
her.
love their snotty line about what are you gonna do? Oh, you want to see if we can resolve? Are you here to surrender?
Well, I love how she found out, and then even the shock on Rhaenyra's face when she realized that's what my father said. It was from the story of a fire and ice. That's the whole thing. It was the story of this, and the shock on both of them. It was like, oh my God, this whole thing started out as a major miscommunication. But like you said, Allison wasn't going to back down at that point.
Yes. And she's not gonna back down. And if Selena, if this is what you're at, and if that's the question, they've gone too far. I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm sorry, I was wrong. Should have been her. People are dead already. They're marching to war.
Yeah,
And the only
blood has been spilled within the family, too.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's right, folks. We forget this
Yeah.
is the family.
It's the family. So yeah,
Like both cousins have been killed.
Rhaenyra has the moral high ground now, since the truth is now revealed to Alicent. Yes. So it wasn't effing Sir Kristen Cole that innocent boy would still be alive. Oh, that's why. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
And Helena forgave Mom. She
Mhm.
knows.
But I think
Yes.
she's always known that Mom was sleeping with him.
A lot of people know. I think Gwen knows.
I
Boy.
think a lot of them know. I mean, they just don't. say
Hightower
anything.
knows.
Well, Gwen knows because he saw what passed between Alicent and Cole right before Cole went out. That, can I keep a token to remind myself of you? And she pulls out, from the inside of her dress and gives
Yeah, her
him
favor.
the token.
Yeah.
And her brother saw it. Of course
Yeah.
he knows.
Yeah, he know. Dad's told him. Let's see. Alicent still fears that Rhaenyra's council would kill her children if they would give up the throne. Oh yeah. Oh, that's almost the council. Yes, yes. And I can't wait for Aemon or Aegon to find out about Mom's bedtime routine. It's a shame about how Sir Christian Cole makes other people pay for his mistakes. Oh my God, Selena. Up until now, in what, 10 episodes and then now 3? Isn't that so true, guys?
Yep.
Everyone pays for what Cole does.
Yep.
That is true. Oh my God. What nice comment. I appreciate that. Then we move on that Aegon is now wearing the Conqueror steel uniforms. And then, they're all kidding around, being little boys, I suppose, dressing up, whatever. But they're going to fly off. They're yes. Yeah, at Selena Strickler. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, we all agree. They're all being fools. They think they're going to win. They're hot-headed, hot-blooded. It's stupid. They're going to fly off. They like Cole's plan. But then Larry Strong arrives. And up until this point, Aegon has learned to trust this guy. And then the little bird gets to him and says, "There are rumors, my lord." Says, rumors about what? About you leaving and Rainier, your mom, Alicent, your mommy, and Aemon ruling in your absence.
Think about it. Alicent ruled for the longest time when Daenerys was still. So yeah.
Yeah.
Selena says he attacks the honorable ones. It makes me sick. Yes. Cole reminds me of those jocks in high school. In many ways, yeah. It was weird that he threw Ellison under the bus. I'm guessing he knows about Kristen Cole. Yeah,
He does. He knows everything.
yeah, he does. The daughter knows. Well, the daughter walked in on them in the moment that
Mhm.
his head's being cut off. So, oh, Larry's knows what's going on. And Larry tells him about the rumors, and he gets into him because Aegon is weak. He is weak. And he says, if the rumors are, if you leave, they're going to rule in your stead. And he immediately is like, oh, yeah, I don't want that to happen because they probably will. And Larry's makes his way out and he stops him and he says, my father wasn't fond of it, but I feel that I do have a need for a master of whispers. He says, you honor me, your grace. Says, yeah. So then he looks to the boys and he says, I think we shall fly another day. And the guys are like, oh yeah, all right, man. Yes, sir. Awesome decision. We will fly another day. And then they start talking about boys being immature. Hey, well, sir, we're going to go off because this young man over here hasn't had his opportunities to do stuff. And he's, well,
And make a man out of him.
aren't you all sworn to chastity? And they all laugh amongst
Bust out
themselves.
laughing.
Oh my goodness. And then he looks in the reflection. He sees the mirror. And he sees himself. And do you see how he even looks? He starts in his face and he looks down. You caught that, right? He knows how he is. He looks down on himself. And what does he do? Boom. Hope says, out of Aegon and Aemon is better fit to rule for sure. Selena says Allison has no consequence for her actions, but she passes judgment on others. I think those two deserve each other. Aegon is weak. He's not a leader. He's a people pleaser. He is. He is. I think there is some good in him, but this is a guy that was.
There was something good in him, not anymore.
Ooh, okay, fair enough. So his reflection tells all. And then we see someone walking through the city outside the gates. And then we see a whole bunch of guys. And we find out that there's a Targaryen blood. And they're talking. And he says what he's related and how he's related to them. And just as he says, well, I am for Rhaenyra, a whole bunch of people stand up. And it was like, I'm sorry, dude, what are you saying? That they were going to end him? But no. The king's walking. Oh, hail King Aegon!
But did you catch how important that scene was with y'all? The fact that he's claiming, okay, he's Targaryen. Well, he very well might be a Targaryen, but he could very possibly be what is called a seed, which is the illegitimate offsprings of one of them. And
he did say.
He will have a much, much bigger presence in the future.
Didn't he say he was a bastard son?
Yes.
Okay, now, isn't he the guy that was in episode 1 or episode 2? Sorry, folks. Gotta take my drugs. Episode 1 or episode 2 that was asking the king for assistance? Was he the same guy?
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
Hope, need your help on that. Rockers, Selena, it's not? Okay. Hope says, Michael, what did you take from Aegon looking into the mirror scene?
I just honestly, I didn't get as much as Roger did. I was just thinking he was just reflecting on his choices that he needed to make right then. I think he was just saying like, let's see, what do I need to do? What's the best thing for me? They're going to take over my throne if I go. It's like, that's what I thought. I didn't think anything.
Okay.
It was I agree with Roger. He was inwardly looking, I think, down on himself, and also he knew deep down he really wasn't up to the task.
And then he's a half sibling Okay. So
Not
yeah.
a legal one, but that's why I said a seed.
Right. And I appreciate that, guys. You made it very clear. It's a different one. It kind of looked to me like it was. He was like that, not the mechanic, but he was the one that said, "Hey, we need a little bit of money here. Can you do it?" And the second episode, the wife tells him, "Hey, things are getting bad." It's well, the king said he was gonna hand out some money. She says,
Oh,
"When?"
the ironworks
That's
person.
that's who I thought it was. Yes. Yep. The blacksmith. Okay, I thought it was him, but I guess not. Okay, fair enough. Then the king walks in, and they didn't find him. Drinks for all at the pleasure of the crown, and everyone goes wild. And then he finds Aegon after opening the curtain about 3, 4 times, and he finds his brother Aemon. Aemon the Fierce, and he's already had some to drink, and he is making fun of his brother, his loyal brother. He's making fun of him, and yeah, it was obvious. It was stupid. He was coarse in what he was saying. And did you treat her this way? Did you treat her that way? He says, look, I mean, with you being how you are, you go back to your very first one. And then he makes fun of her by saying, hey, your skill is obviously well renowned. So he actually gets up. He says, I vacate her for your page, sir. So Hope says, Liz, I want you to know your take on Aegon finding Aemon and making fun of his brother. What's your take on it?
My take on it. I think part of it had to do with what Larry had said earlier, and because he was already half drunk, and it was just still playing in his mind, and he wanted to belittle his brother. 100%.
And if you go by what Roger was saying, he wanted to make himself feel better and more important.
Yeah, exactly.
Liquor, beer. We on Sports Talk with the Guys, we call that the elixir of truth or truth serum. When people get drunk, they say everything. And when he looked in the mirror, yes, yes, Selena, yeah, I'll get to your comments in a moment. Um, he knows what's going on, and when he's looking down, he's like, "All right, let's get to it. Let's get to what I'm going to do." That's how I saw it. And then there he goes. He's out being the drunkard, being the fool, and yeah, it's bad. Part of me feels bad for the older brother. He clearly has some deep-seated issues, and
Very
yes,
much so.
a bully, no doubt about that.
As
So
much as it pains me to say it, I've almost become a silent supporter of Eamon, just simply because he has been so mentally messed up.
Michael,
It's like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just looking at Hope's comment. I'm just,
oh,
yeah.
did you all notice the bar tavern girl was the one that Aegon took advantage of? She used to watch over Helena's and Aegon's children.
mm-hmm.
I did not pick that up.
Yeah, very good. Um, Morning, Aisha. Nice to see someone's working.
Very nice.
Yep, someone's getting ready. Me too. Yeah, look at that. There's a lot of confirmation. Hey folks, we appreciate what's going on. We're in the second hour. We're doing very well. We have maybe about a quarter to a third left of the episode that we're going to go over. So we have some real good stuff. I want to remind everyone that down at the bottom, ndbmedia.net. Head on over there, folks. You can find out what's on calendar. There's a lot of stuff going on the network, and we're really excited. And come on over and spend some time with us. It's really good. So thank you. Aemon was always ridiculed since childhood, so it probably brought up past pain.
Yep.
I'm not willing to give. I understand, Liz. I get it. I don't like the kid. I don't like the kid. So, but I hear you. I see the logic, and
I
I
didn't say
will
I
acquiesce.
liked him. I'm starting to sympathize with him. And I do feel,
I
in a
don't.
way, a bit sorry for him.
Yeah, I don't. So I hear you though. Okay, now I need a little bit of help. The next scene was Rhaenyra was in her room and she was holding on to some things and she was mourning. What was she mourning? Were those the toys
That were left
of her
behind by her
children?
children. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it then. Eamon is 100% a product of his surrounding. Her
Yes,
children's
he is.
toy. Yeah.
And when
And
she
then
opened that box, I was go ahead. You were going to say it,
no,
but
go.
when she opened the box, he found the message from Allison, and this time actually opened it up and read it.
Yeah. Didn't she offer to Rainey's to read it? Or maybe not. Maybe I was just mistaken about that. But okay, fair enough. Um, then we see the boys are yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. That was quick, guys. Thank you. We see that Gwen and Cole and I think 6 other knights are on their way, and all of a sudden, he's like, "There's a tavern 2 miles away. This way. Let's go." Says we have to ride. We're not going to storm the keep, dude. And I think my brother will get, or not his brother, his
My
nephew
nephew.
will forgive me one night. And while they're arguing over taking a break and moving forward, Cole, I don't know if it was accidental, but he's all like, I might have been able to save them all because I'm listening to this fool. I'm like, oh. And he notices the sun and the cloud and how the cloud covered up the sun a little bit. He says, "We're uncovered." Did you guys get that?
Oh yes.
I appreciate it. He says, "We're exposed." Yeah, he's a privileged jerk, and I'm glad that humbled him. Yeah, it was mentioned a moment ago.
He may have to go change his armor after this scene.
Mm-hmm. I will say this was my favorite scene coming up of the whole show.
Oh yeah, mine too.
Okay, my heart was pounding because I could not see the dragon.
I
Because they
heard
showed
the
it twice.
dragon first.
Yeah, so did
I
I.
heard the dragon.
You think that's what it was? He heard it?
I think he heard it. I think he heard something, but he wasn't 100% positive. And then he turned to look, and they were, no clouds. And then I think he said that was a dragon. And then that's my interpretation. Let's see the expert Hope what she thinks was the
actually. Rockers and Selena are also experts here too. So this is really cool.
Well, Hope was the
lighting
original.
Changed. It was a shadow through the cloud. That's what it was. It was a shadow through the cloud. Yes. Okay. I'm going to have to see that scene again. You see, not having seen it 4 times. Folks.
Well, she didn't either.
But she normally does. Folks, for those of you that are new and with us, I'm making fun of the fact that one time Hope, we all kid around. You guys all know I have 4 pages of notes. I am the note guy in this little universe right here. That's it. And I usually see the episode just once. Now I'm seeing it twice. So since I've seen it twice, I like, hey, co-host, how many times have you guys seen it? And they all say twice. Okay, Hope. I can swear this was Hope. Like behind the couch in a chair. And I was like, wow, that was last week, so that's all. She says, I have ADHD. I notice things most don't. I'm defective, but it works for this sort of thing. It does. It really does work. So, okay. They made it for the trees. I said it was exciting. My heart was pounding at this point. It was really good. And seeing, what's the name of the dragon? Moon what?
I don't remember the dragons.
You had it earlier, yes.
I know I had it earlier.
Moon Crater? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Moon Dancer. Very good.
That's right.
I think of Moonraker, and I know that's not it. So
in the garage under my desk with the 4. You're funny. Moon Dancer and Bela. Yes, her rider.
Bela drove that dragon.
Oh man, seeing the dragon hit terminal velocity, man. That was cool. I mean, and seeing that she was up there and she saw a little flash of light, she was, contact.
Okay, was it just me, or was I the only one yelling, go, 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 get him?
Oh, no, I was too.
I think I was too.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. She's flying. My deal was, up, contact. All right, we're going in. And sure enough, all the way in. That was really good. She reminded me of her mother in that scene so much. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was good. My heart was pounding, and they did it so well that it looked just right. of how
Mhm.
far they were from the woods, and they just got in. But I thought the two idiots were the ones up in front. But the other six got in before. I want those horses because I thought they were behind them, but apparently they patched them. That was good.
I think
And
they
they
were a little
barely.
more scared, you know. I think they drove those horses.
That's why I said I want those horses. Was this the scene, Michael? Because it was good.
Oh, it was great. I mean,
That's
that
great.
was
Yeah.
my favorite of the whole thing. It was just, but I wanted that dragon to get him. I did. I'm sorry.
And the graphics for that scene was so cool. When she pulled up at the last minute, you could see the trees wave.
Team Black Flex. Yes.
Yep.
I enjoyed that scene as well. Yes. Now we know. Okay. Selena, black or green? Unfortunately, I think you can tell there's three of us here that are black. So, and of course, I just have the Ligils back there. Two of them. I don't know if you guys might know. It's a little dark right now, so I apologize. The nobles have heavier armor on their horses, makes them slower.
Good point.
Way to go, Hope. Way to go. All right. So they had good steeds. Just they're heavy. All right. Fair enough. Right. And I was expecting her when she was doing top cover, looking down, like, woman, where the forest is thickest, light it up. I mean,
But is that? But the thing is, I'm trying to remember. Help, or anybody else help. Isn't there a time when the dragons do have fire? And I thought they had to get older to have a fire breath. I'm not sure.
oh,
I
it is a small dragon.
It is a small dragon, but I thought I remembered back in Game of Thrones that they talked about that.
Exactly.
Okay, now Hope says they have it from birth. Oops, sorry. They have it from birth, but it has to be practiced.
Oh, okay. Well, chances are.
Oh yeah, remember the babies in the original Game of Thrones where they were teaching them the meat and they were like poofing little bits of fire to cook the meat, and they didn't like that.
Okay, yeah, well then these guys are already trained. I was hoping for her to just light up the forest. You know,
Yeah, but then she was obeying what the queen had told her.
do not engage.
Do not engage.
Yes.
I really think she wanted to, though. I really do.
Oh yes.
I think so. You're right, Michael. I didn't know why she pulled off until later in the scene because I had forgotten she said do not engage. The rules of engagement. Do not engage. And you know what?
It was like then the queen said, "Well, how do you know it was Cole?"
Oh, I got close enough. How close? Enough to not engage. I loved that. Yes. So that. Okay. All right. She's a team player. She's a little aggressive.
But she obeyed.
Yes,
she's
that
Daemon's
means a
daughter.
lot.
She's Daemon's daughter. Of course, she's going to be aggressive.
But Daemon doesn't follow orders. Daemon does what Daemon does because Daemon does what Daemon does. Oh,
because she's got her mother's blood to temper her out.
Yeah. Technically, she did engage, but she didn't kill anyone. Well, I thought she engaged. I mean, Ghost Rider, I'm in. You know, I loved how she saw the flash down there and it was instant. That was cool. That was good.
I think it depends
there
on
was
your
a tier.
definition of engage.
Right. Yeah. They made it to the trees, and then they do commend Bella on that. So this is where they were talking about, you know, what you got to do. And she says, I've heard your arguments. I will consider them. And that happened fast. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that small council scene. I mean, they're just yelling at her about what you need to do, and you need to do this. And we have an army moving this way. You know, we've got the crows telling us, and she's not moving.
No.
They should have asked how big the army was. So we know that there is an army moving. That's it. How big? I don't know. Hope says, Sir Gawain Darnier shite his armor looking at Tiny Moon Dancer. I hope he lives long enough to meet Vagar. Wow. We'll see. Yeah. Vagar is big though. I've noticed. I finally
Yeah.
was able to,
But look
especially
at
when he
Steve.
was on him, when Eamon is on him. Yes. Um, then we switch back to Harrenhal. Damon's bedroom leaks, and then the doors rattle, which we didn't realize that's where the dream or whatever began.
Yeah.
And he he removed, which was very good. He had a sword blocking the door. He pulls it up, and right then and there he opened the door, or he did it like this. At which point, seriously, if I wanted him dead, that's where I've got my bow and arrow, baby, or my crossbar, whatever, right there. But that's okay. It's all right. It was just a dream. Well, we saw the dream, and he starts walking out. I really thought someone was trying to
Or
get him from
vision.
Harrenhal.
Was it a dream or was it a vision?
Or was it an illusion or something? Was it given to him? He walks out, then off in the distance he sees one of the rooms and he sees a fire. And as he walks in, someone is dressed in white and they're humming. They're humming a song. And then he walks up and there she is,
Yes, it was
Rhaenyra.
a thrill.
My heart was like, oh, that was Rhaenyra at 16 or 18,
She
doesn't
has
matter.
Millie Alcock has not aged at all.
No, because if you look at how long it's been
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been a good 2 years. It could have even been longer than that because of when they filmed and with
Exactly.
COVID and everything else. So
And originally, she wasn't going to come back, but they kind of left it open for her to possibly come back for something. So they probably just had it come back and like film in like a couple of hours for that.
This was good, Hope. Damon's demons wanted in the door. What a wonderful limerick. Yep. Yeah. And now, how do you pronounce it? Is it Elwes? All right, Aisha. Appreciate it. Thanks you stopped in. We'll
Right.
see you. She's humming, and if you look carefully, she's sewing the head. And then he wakes up. And then
No, it's what
yeah,
she said. Don't forget that was the most important thing, is what she said.
I'm always cleaning up
Always
what you
cleaning
do.
up after you. And that was the whole thing of I'm always cleaning up your messes, one thing after the other. It wasn't just the fact that she was sewing the head back on the child. It was a
she cleans
thing
up
for
all of his
everything.
messes. Everything.
Yep, every one of them that she's
So
ever
it's
done.
Alice. Okay, it's pronounced Alice. Thank you. Yeah, that's why I said, was it caused by someone? So, because then when he comes back, he sees her and says, "You will die in this place." Yes, I got Melisandre revised from Alice. She tells Damon about his death, a la Melisandre telling Varys in Game of Thrones. By the way,
Exactly.
Melisandre is still alive during the House of the Dragon timeline. Oh,
I
uh-oh.
think we're going to see her. I think we're going to see her.
Hope? Any thoughts, Hope? Alice is the bastard child from House Strong. Oh, the mama got involved with someone. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe not. No, it was, I'm sure it was, okay, I don't know. But Hope, darn good question from Rutgers. Like that one. All right. Rhaenyra orders her handmaiden out. And then this is, I'm like, okay, here's another timeline issue. And I'm like, okay, I got it, Hope. I know what you told me earlier. So Rhaenyra orders one of the handmaidens out. And then, of course, she's in there. And she says, I wish to speak to Alicent. You know, it'd be a lot easier to take her captive or kill her than it would be to speak to her. I need to see her face to face. Well, my little birds tell me this, but there may be one place. Oh, yeah, really? Obviously, she tells her about the church. Mysaria looks like she would be part of the Lord of Light storyline. Okay. All right. And then we switch to the next scene where we see, just as she explained, the fishing boats. And then Rhaenyra is a sister. Tell me she is not a spitting image of the nun of the sparrow, or the sister
Shame.
from the
Shame.
Sparrows. Shame that made Cersei's life miserable.
Oh,
Isn't
yes.
she a spitting image?
That's the first thing I thought.
I saw her. Did you notice that, Michael?
I did not know.
Look again.
No.
They look alike, man. I think it was just a coincidence. But shame. Yeah, I love in Game of Thrones, which is I'm ready to meet the gods. Oh, really? Today? No. That was great in Game of Thrones. Cersei. Anyway, she finds Alicent in a church, and she starts off by trying to say, "Remember, we watched the tourney together the day my brother was born." And they start having the conversation. She says, "Rhaenys has counseled me on trying to make a deal." Oh, so you're here to surrender then? There are no terms. And then she says, "Oh yeah, well look at what you did. Yeah, well look at what you did. Well look at what you did." And they both repudiate. Say, hey, no, I had nothing to do with that. So they're like, okay, stalemate. Okay. And she says, "I saw my father that night." She goes, "You lie." He says, "My father loved me, Alicent." "Yes, but he changed his mind." He says, "Really? Up until even that night, he told me what was going to happen." And she got real, and she says, "Well, he did speak to me before he died." She's like, "What?" "He was weary. He was hard to understand, and it was difficult to get all of it. But then he mentioned the prince that was promised to unite the realm." What did you say? Said, "The prince that was promised to unite the realm." That was his story of Aegon the Conqueror. That's what he was telling you. He thought he was telling me. And the look on Alicent's face was, oh my
Priceless.
Or
God. Yeah. But instantly it's gone. They've already crossed that bridge. Says Alice has a nice role play in the next few episodes in season. And Alicent says, "I've been unkind, but never untrue." Yes. Thank you, Hope.
as a matter of fact, Hope, you touched on something I had actually wanted to bring up.
Please.
I don't know if the other two hosts are aware, but season 3 has been signed, sealed, and will be in production.
Yeah. Yeah, that was announced the moment the episode went live.
Yeah,
Yeah, HBO has a habit of doing that, which is kind of cool.
I know.
Which is good.
Which means we're probably going to have it about the same time in 1 year.
Yeah.
They're really good about that. But they announced it. That doesn't mean it wasn't already in the works. They just
Oh, sure it was.
Yeah. So
we've learned that from other shows.
Yeah.
Shows, yeah.
Rhaenyra is trying to convince her she's a terrible war is brewing. Don't let pride. Oh, like Selena said earlier. She says, "There is no mistake. It is too late, Rhaenyra." And she gets up and gets away. I didn't understand why Rhaenyra stayed there. She should have left instantly.
Bad writing plot.
I'm sorry?
Bad writing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how long that took, but that moment was indecisive. She just stayed there. She should have said. Now, I know, okay, she knew Alicent wouldn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, but if the guards meet her at the door and they see something, you never know. Rocker says, even though Alicent knows the truth now, it doesn't seem like she has any power to change anything. She does tell her, "I'm alone. There are too many cogs running by now." Yeah, she says it's too late. There's nothing I can do. Nothing can change. Wow, that was good. There was a lot in this episode, as there always is. Your thoughts, everyone's other comments, stuff that I missed, stuff that we missed. What else did you guys want to share? Michael, Liz, what else, guys? It's a little warm. I have to get something cold real quick. Sorry. It's very warm in here. Sorry.
So that touched about everything that I can remember. It was enjoyable. I'm looking forward to next week. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to be here or not next week. So I'm hopefully going to be back into town. Um, it's going to be close, but I'm going to try. I'm going to watch it before I go out of town, and I may be getting home between 8:30 and 9. So we'll see how it goes. But
Okay, I will need help from the family as well, from all of you. I'm not going to put any more out there than I did already, but someone in the family is going to have a surgical procedure on Monday, the 15th. So I may be running super late. So that's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So I would really appreciate if everyone has their notes and everything. I may not have full notes. So you guys are absolutely awesome in the chat room. Liz and Michael as well. I'm just saying I may be short on time 2 weeks from now. So Michael, we've got you. We got you covered, buddy,
yeah,
Yeah.
for next week. You don't have to have notes, brother. Just make sure you see the episode as best you can.
well, that's what I'm working on. So I'm going
Yeah.
to try to do it before I leave. So, but since it doesn't show up until 9 p.m. the night before.
I
Yeah.
know. And then of course
Oh,
people
look at that.
call me.
Look at
People
that.
call
Team
me a
player.
half hour into me watching it.
Well, yeah, I try to mess you up. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, rockers, yes. I don't think we made that clear in our review, and I was kind of thinking about that, but
I agree.
I wasn't going to say it. Bless Rhaenyra for risking her life to prevent an all-out war. Very critical ending scene with Ellison. Dude, that's a three-pointer swish.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that might have been you drove on the basket and slam.
And the basket broke, or
It could have
it
been, yes.
survived.
Yeah, it's a score. You're right, rockers. I thought it was stupid. You shouldn't do that. It is beyond. But then again, how they got in, I get it. But practically, if I was on her council, I'm like, yo, woman, you can't do this. You cannot. But she doesn't want war. It is her family. And basically, Alicent and Rhaenyra, even though they're equal in age or thereabouts, they are the mothers of the factions. It's become that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
But the look that Alicent had when she realized that she is wrong. She's going to take that to your grave. Very good question. Which scene was each of your favorites and why for this season thus far? Okay, fair enough. Today, Michael, your scene was when
Yeah.
Bela almost took him out, right?
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think that's the most fun I've had so far this season. Honestly,
Really?
really.
Okay. Liz.
Doesn't take
No,
much.
I'm right there with Michael. It's like that was definitely the best scene, and it was so fun to watch.
I did rewind it. Even I'll admit that. I mean, I had to see it again.
Oh,
so-
you too?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I did not because I saw it a second time. Now for last week, I had 5 pages of notes, and on that one, I think it was a conversation where Otto enters and he tells Aegon, "You moron! What have you done?" And he's putting it to the king, and he gets sent away. I loved that conversation. It was real. It was straight up. And that was a good scene. I did enjoy that one in episode 2. The fight in episode 2 was good, but I still think that, in my humble opinion, that was so far, that's one of the best moments right there for me.
I think the second best one for me was the fight with the twins,
Mm.
simply because of everything that went on. And then later found out that it was Eric who stabbed himself. So it wasn't the one that had come over from King's Landing. It was her bodyguard, Rhaenyra's bodyguard.
I still don't get that. I don't understand why he did that. I figured it was Eric, but I
Yeah.
didn't. Because remember, it's Eric and Auric.
All right. Yeah.
What about Rocker? What was your favorite? And Selena? Ooh, like it. So far in season 2.
Yeah, you have to wait for the delay. That's always.
Actually, that was kind of quick.
Oh yeah.
The Reina Massaria conversations. Yeah. Yeah, it was real in this episode. It was, oh, you want me to reward you? I'm like, well, I saved your life, woman.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little pissy about that, and she forgot she did save her. So we were wondering if she had saved her, and now we definitely know that she
Oh, yeah.
ran back
Yeah.
when she got the alert. While he went in, they went in another way. And yeah. So now we know that Eric was looking for him. Remember, it looked like, and someone said, well, we got a feeling that he was looking. No, he was looking for him. That's why as soon as he got in, he got in. So I think he was searching the halls, and Sir Lawrence was like, what are you doing? Dude, what are you doing? You just relieved me. He ran up there. Hope says, my favorites are always conversations that Rainey's has with anyone who graces her presence. She can be so snide to others, so fearless. Yeah. Oh, she is very queenly. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
It was mentioned earlier that this might have been a filler episode. Or, look, we've had on other programs where they have an episode where they're just trying to get to the other one. And it may sound stupid, but I don't think that was in this case right here. It's just there was a little bit less going on in the story. Oh, no, I don't want to say that because there's a lot that happened in this story.
Yeah. I don't, like I said,
There was less action.
episode.
There was less action, I says.
Yeah.
Except
Like
for the
Dragon. Dancer.
Folks,
except for the forest scene. Yeah.
I mentioned to you guys last week that episode just had me from the beginning to the end. Today, I did look at my watch once. So it was a bit slow for me, but I still enjoyed it. It was still well done. There are only 8 episodes this year, so I am invested and I'm paying attention as best I can. So it was good. I do believe we're going to see our first big battle, and I believe that Daemon is going to hold Harrenhal. I don't pretend to know the story, folks. I have the book. I have all the book. Well, yeah, I have all the books. But, yeah. It's not a filler. You just haven't gotten to the storylines of the things that have happened in this episode yet. But Liz caught on to one of them. The Dragonades being as one Dany got in Pentos during the marriage ceremony with Drogo. Okay. What else
Don't
did we
forget
miss?
about Yule coming up with what's going to happen with the dragon seeds, or the seeds that are going to be trying out for being new dragon riders.
Okay. Hope? What else did we miss? Come on.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Adam. Oh, okay. Yeah, that which happened in the last episode. Sea Smoke. Or you think Adam's going to be a writer of Sea Smoke? Oh, okay.
We'll see.
How many dragons do they have? Because if they have 11 dragons, this will be perfect because he'll be Adam 12.
Oh,
You young kids
no,
will never get that. You'll never get that.
Roger, you shouldn't be allowed to say things like that.
Is Adam 12? Corliss doesn't claim Raina because he claims another dragon rider later. Oh, okay. I like it. All right. Well, this was good.
Well, okay. You just want to talk about Adam 12 because one of the actors is in one of the shows that you're going to review in a little while.
I may not know what he's talking about, but that might have been an accidental one. No, I just thought it was funny because when she said Adam, I'm like, "Ooh, how many are there?" Sorry,
Kent McCord.
we're interviewing Kent McCord.
No, Galactica 1980.
Oh, no.
So that was unintentional.
That was 16 total dragons. Okay, I was kind of close, but total. Are they even 8 and 8? Or are they outnumbered at this
Well,
time?
we know that Rhaenyra's side, King Black, is definitely down one.
Maybe.
So baby about it when you saw the corpse scattered all over the place.
And we saw a wing on another over in the ocean. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, Hope can get us that message. Well, all right, guys. Is there anything else?
I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. This was good. Hope, anything else? I know we're missing a lot, Hope. You're saving our dignity. Oh, here we go.
Oh my goodness, it's the
Took her a
name.
while to type it, that's why.
-1 for Luke or Lucerys. So there's 15 total now. So I'm
How
assuming
does she type so fast?
She probably has voice recognition.
A very good one.
Yeah, because it doesn't
Yeah.
do
It
that
must,
with
it
me.
must be House of the Dragon intensified or something. I don't know.
Oh, Team Black has more? Oh, well, then how? Okay, forget it.
Oh, because of the younger ones that have just hatched. Because when Damon went and got part of the clutch.
Yeah. I wonder. Okay. She says, I'm in cybersecurity and secure programming. I type all day.
Oh, okay.
Now we have our answer, Michael.
Mm-hmm. We have our answer for many things.
Yes. Not that Hope came up in conversation. But it's funny. The minute she says, I'm in cybersecurity, I'm like, oh, okay. Now we know what she does. Oh, my goodness. I am an open book. Fair enough. Fair enough. But it's all good. All right, folks. This was fun. It was a good episode. And I thank what they're doing in HBO Game of Thrones. Really good stuff. And appreciate it. I used to discard all my notes after without scanning them. I appreciate that, Rockers. Thanks for joining us. Be well and see you soon. You too, buddy. Appreciate you came back to join
Hi,
us.
Rockers.
And this was good. Do you have any announcements? Oh, my goodness.
Annoying
Any
announcement?
Yeah. Are you prepared to anoint anyone with announcements?
No,
I guess that's what I said.
no, because
Yeah.
nothing's finalized yet. So.
Okay, so just very quickly, folks, if you head on over to ndbmedia.net, you can take a look at the answer. We do have on calendar the Jet Setter, and I apologize, it will not go July 3rd, but we are looking at either going on the 10th or the 17th. We've had some family issues, but Jet Setter will be returning. It used to be Travel Talk Radio, but they're going to come back. Rockers got to find me on Facebook. We can chat about the episodes amongst ourselves before this recap. Okay. Oh, we did not. We hadn't decided about doing the preview. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we should do the preview. But all right. As you know, right now, Fandom Access is on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time. The Professionals is in doubt right now for Wednesday, and then of course we have Travelich Radio on July 4th at 2 p.m. Pacific. Sports Talk with the Guys is on at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and it looks like I will be returning with Dating and Relationships this Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that's
Yeah,
what
what
we're going to do
happened
for
to
the
your
time being.
7 o'clock? I'm going to do it, and I'm waiting for you to do it. Then at midnight, I realized that you'd already been on.
Circumstances.
Beyond
Okay,
discontent.
Yeah, it was bad. It's very kind of you, Hope. I did a actually, folks, I was stunned as to how many people were there for an unannounced moment. The first 15 minutes, there was no one, and then I'm assuming, forgive me, I'm old, a gentleman joined me, and he was asking, he was like, well, what's this about? What's this? And and he stuck there till the very end, which is really kind of neat. And yeah, I may have said maybe more than I should have, but it's the real me. So yeah, but I'm already looking at some stuff to come up with. I will be telling some stories that have happened to me in the past, especially when I was driving before COVID and in 2022 when I was still driving. And I haven't driven for a while, so just go figure. But I've got a few stories. Some of them are really funny. Hope says, you don't realize how many people each of you impact. You each impact every one of us so much. We care about each of you. When in the hell are you going to join us on air?
Exactly.
It's very kind of you, Hope. You know, we see the numbers of the live viewers, and they're going up every day, and we're stunned. And oh, maybe next week. I like that. Next to if and so, maybe is one of the more powerful words in the English language. It's all right, Hope. I get it. I get it. It still means a great deal to us. But Hope, I know that you are in Southern America. Michael and I are going to be. Oh no, I'm serious though. Not if and or maybe. All right, Hope. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Um, Michael and I are going to be in New Orleans in October for the Electric Entertainment convention, October 10th, Louisiana. You're in Louisiana, Hope?
Yeah, she is. I
Oh,
knew
wow.
Hope, we're not kidding.
that. No.
There's a big convention, Electric Entertainment, that just was announced. Michael and I are. He already has his reservations. Yours truly has his reservations. Hasn't decided how he's going to fly over Lafayette. Wow. This is at the convention center in New Orleans by the ship docks right there. That one. We're going to be there the October 12th and 13th.
That sounds
Well,
right.
I'm probably going to be there the 11th through the 14th. Okay. Okay, I will. Hope I will find. Are we friends on Facebook? Or no, I think it's through NDV Media or one of the other ones. So I will see if I can find you. Okay, either way. Hope, I thank you. And everyone else, really, guys, we thank you. It means a lot. We're just doing this because we like doing it. We love hearing what you have to say. You guys know a lot more than we do. But my co hosts know what I don't pick up, Michael picks up. And what Michael doesn't pick up, Liz picks up. And everything we miss, Hope picks up, and Rockers
Exactly.
and Selena, which is why we do this. It's so awesome. But we're seeing more and more comments now, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
And that's why we try to keep up with everyone.
Yeah,
Liz, Michael, Roger.
Yeah, but I will say, since Roger brought up the convention, but nothing is finalized and I can't say anything, I'm under gag orders and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah, no, it's just we're going to be there.
But no, I'm talking about we're going to be starting our interviews in a couple of weeks with the cast and crew of the TV show The Ark from Sci-Fi Channel again for season 2. So we're excited about that. It's just a matter of when everything gets finalized and dates and things and all that.
I will probably be using Twitter, the NDB Media feed on Twitter, or I may be using my public Twitter account, but I will be in San Diego July 24th through the 28th. So we'll see. We got a lot of stuff going on. This is cool, guys. This is really neat. So we'll see what happens. But
We got
okay.
a lot going on.
Yeah, actually we do.
Yeah, we do have a lot.
I apologize. It's a lot warm. It's 81 degrees outside, but as you guys know, I'm in this place, so it's 10 degrees hotter. This is 32 ounces of water, guys. I went through it, plus a 12-ounce soda. It was a bit warm, but by the time I opened it, it was already warm. It was in a freezer. Don't forget to join us in September on, I think it's a Saturday night or a Friday, right? It's on a Friday. Liz and I will be doing on the 12th history, another history program, the Ghost Division. And oh, I know she didn't show
Thursday.
up.
It's a Thursday. Roger,
Yeah.
it's Thursday, the 12th.
Thursday the 12th. Thank you. We're
Correct.
going to be doing the Ghost Division. And then on Saturday, December 7th, Liz and I will also be doing another program on Pearl Harbor. So it's a history program. That one's going to be in the evening, but they're already calendarized. If you want to know what's going on, other than the jet setter, everything else that's on calendar is correct. But I have not added the dating and relationships yet. You're right. Husker didn't show up this time. Wow. It's probably still a bit warm. Thank God there's light outside. Okay, guys. Anything else? No other announcements? Anything?
Nothing.
Okay, guys. I miss when I'm not on air with my co-hosts. Oh, I'm sorry, with the co-hosts of the program. I'm not from the South, so I don't have any ownership issues. That's why I don't say my co-hosts. With the co-hosts of the program. And everyone in the chat room that comes over to join us. Folks, you guys blow us away when you show up. It's really
And
good.
you come to play. It makes it
And
even more
yeah, baby, you do come to play. It's cool. All right, guys, we're out of here. Don't
Uh-huh.
forget that Back to Galactica is going to be off for 3 weeks just because of some internal stuff. Back to Galactica will return on the 18th, and that's going to be it. So, wow, we only have 5 episodes left of House of the Dragon, right?
That's correct.
And the Snow program didn't go through, right?
No, it did
No,
not.
it didn't.
But there's another one in the works, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But it's not anywhere near.
Oh,
No.
no.
Okay, let us know if you guys have any ideas on what we're going to do, but our calendar is getting jammed. And we'll see. So we ask you to have patience with us. Other than that, guys, I guess we're done. We're out of here. And by the way, for everything you said on Saturday, Hope, and into Sunday, I did read them, Hope. Thank you. I read them all. We'll see you guys.